What's going on YouTube? Pseudomages here with a deck profile. Today we have a deck profile for my Seeker build that I took to locals. I've been to locals with this particular deck 3 times and I've gotten top 4 each time. My locals is fairly large. A lot of people have 3 rounds, and I have 5 rounds, and then you cut into top 8 and then you keep playing. Um, yeah, so this deck has done fairly well. I've gotten top 4 each time. And at my locals, they do allow the use of strike units. So I have Harmonix Messiah right here. I only have 2. 4 is optimal, but I have at least 2 just in case I have to use G Assist. And I have used G Assist and 1. Um, if y'all would like to have like a list of my matchups, I have them listed over here in this little book. So let's get on with the deck profile. So we're gonna start off with the starter, Seeker. Pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty much the best starter right now. There is Wingo Brave, but I don't like depending on his attack with like any of these. I want him to go off as soon as possible. So I think this is better, in my opinion. And then for the grade 1s, we have 4 Perfect Shields, 2 Gringo Seekers. I was thinking of taking these out for Flail Seekers. It's Buzzard. Just so I can have more attack. I feel like this thing is pretty underwhelming. It only works behind the Vanguard, otherwise it makes an awkward column, and it only works with like probably these 10k swingers, the 12k, and I guess if I really wanted to call a grade 3. But honestly, instead of calling a grade 3, I'd rather use Stride most of the time. So yeah, I feel like this card is kind of underwhelming. But it does come in clutch sometimes. Like when it kind of matters, it might save you. But if I had the Flail Seeker, it would probably save me every time. So I might switch it out. But for right now, I feel like this is okay. 4 10k swingers, I feel like these are necessary to be really aggressive. I like being aggressive with this deck, so a lot of people have cut this down for like, I don't even know what they want. They want to fit Ish Buzzard. I like this because this is consistent. Ish Buzzard is just like an extra card, I think. But I feel like these are really consistent. You can rush your opponent early on in the game, and then from there, Think Sayer will just clean up the whole board. So yeah. And then for Lians, I like to keep the deck consistent. Sometimes I do struggle trying to put things in the drop zone early on. Like my opponent will guard early on, or have a lot of triggers in hand or something, and then they can guard all my attacks. And then I'm there, I can guard some attacks, and I'm just so far ahead attacking them. Yeah, I have like nothing in the drop zone, so I don't know. But Lian works pretty well. I like her. And then for the grade 2s, 4 Blaster Blade Seekers, 4 Cerdix, 3 Gildas. I feel like Gildas is kind of meh, but a +1 is a +1. It's always good. And I don't really think there's any other replacements I would do. Possibly maybe like a 12k attacker, maybe Bedivere or something. But getting a +1 when you really need it is really good, I feel. And pretty self-explanatory. Then the 4 grade 3s, Sacred Wingles, and Think Sabers. I was thinking of going to the Alfred build, but I felt like the Alfred build did have a few weaknesses, and I felt like this was a lot safer most of the time. Sometimes I do need the extra 5k guard, or yeah, the 5k guard, so I prefer using this. Getting a 12k swinger, ridiculously good. And then for the trigger lineup, 8 crit, 4 heal, 4 draw. I feel like everything is really necessary for this deck. Like 4 Margles, absolutely necessary. You cannot run the other triggers because they don't have an effects. These are actually useful effects to make magic numbers if you really wanted to. And then also the fact that you can put this in the soul at any time. Well, not any. I mean, anytime during your turn, of course, during the main phase, and sometimes people will try to rush you, so you can't use Thinksaver's triple attack. So you can put this into the soul, have room for the triple attack, assuming like they kind of rush you, like you can't Legion with Wingle, so you're forced to finish with Thinksaver, and then you can put this into the soul, have a triple attack, as long as you have this, of course, and you know, the normal stuff you need to put in the soul. But yeah, I've gotten top 4 each time I've used this deck. It's done really well, and I do have another deck I will profile. I do have a Riser deck, and I do have a Spike Brother deck, and they've each gotten top 4 as well. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and if you have any suggestions, I would like to hear them. See you later, YouTube.